Cam Newton dropped proof of Ray J's DL affairs with other men, and now the internet is running wild with it. But is there actually any proof, or is this another messy rumor getting dragged for clicks? So let's get straight to it. This all kicked off after Ray J pulled up to Cam Newton's podcast, Funky Friday. Y'all might have seen the clips flying around already. Ray J was wildin', talking about how he'd shower with Cam, making jokes about masculinity, even shouting out the gay-gency, which he claimed helps him stay in tune with the LGBTQ+ community. Cam even explicitly asked Ray if he goes both ways.
Do you play both ways?
Come on, bro. I ain't never played both ways.
Okay. I think that's important to mention, because
really.
When you say you want to shower with another man.
Now here's where it gets spicy. That banter kind of spiraled. Folks online twisted the jokes into full-blown rumors that Cam had proof Ray J was living that DL life. But here's the catch. Cam never dropped any receipts, and that's exactly what makes this moment so messy. As you know, Ray J's always been a target for this kind of talk. From that infamous tape with Kim Kardashian to his rocky relationship with Princess Love, the man's name stays in gossip headlines. So when he cracked a few edgy jokes on Cam's podcast, it didn't take much for people to turn up the heat. Before we go any deeper, let's zoom out for a second. This ain't even the first time Ray J's name got pulled into DL rumors. A while back, Sukihana tried to stir the pot too. She claimed she had a gay tape of Ray J. But just like this Cam Newton drama, no tape ever surfaced. It was all bark, no bite. Same script, different day. So that brings us back to Cam. Why are people saying he dropped proof? The only proof floating around is edited clips from his podcast and clickbait headlines. Nothing Cam said confirmed or even hinted at Ray J being on the DL. He laughed, he played along, but he never made a claim. Never said, yeah, I got something. Never showed anything. But social media, it doesn't need facts. It needs friction, and Ray J knows that better than most. In the podcast, he literally says he's been misunderstood and trolled for years. He talks about how the media twists things. He even pivots the convo away from all the joking to speak on his image and how it affects his family. That ain't a man trying to confess something. He's defending his name. Still, that ain't stopped folks from piling on. Some accounts started resurfacing old rumors, alleged affairs with trans women, suspicious DMs, live stream slip-ups. Even that one time he joked about smashing Sex I Read got thrown back into the mix. But again, it was all jokes, and everyone involved cleared it up after. So why does this keep happening? Because Ray J stays trolling, and people can't always tell when he's serious. He'll say something wild for laughs, and boom, it's a headline. He lives on that thin line between clout and chaos. Now here's the wild part. Ray J's been quiet about this specific wave of rumors. No statement, no denial, no post clearing it up. And you already know what that silence does online. It makes folks think there's something to hide. But let's be real. Silence don't equal guilt. It might just mean he's tired of repeating himself.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit I'm trying to fight, bro. I got a prosecution that really dislikes me.
A federal prosecutor mocked Boosie in court, and now Boosie's headed back to jail. He just publicly confirmed that he accepted a plea deal in his federal gun case. But what's wild is how it all played out, and why this plea deal low-key feels like a setup. Back in June 2023, Boosie was out in San Diego shooting a video, minding his business, when cops pulled him over. 2 guns were found in the car. And this wasn't just a minor slap on the wrist situation, because Boosie's a convicted felon. So having a weapon on him meant he was immediately facing serious time. But somehow, he got a small win. The state charges were eventually dropped, but that's not all. Right when Boosie thought he was in the clear, the feds swooped in and picked the case right back up, and just like that, it became a federal case. So now, instead of breathing easy, Boosie was thrown right back into legal chaos. And to make things worse, the prosecutor literally started mocking him in court by singing "Wipe Me Down" in front of him.
The first time I went to court, he looked at me and said, "Wipe me down." It's an old gray white man, bro, like, I ain't even know he knew my song.
He called them out for that.
That's prosecutor misconduct. Yeah, that's prosecutor misconduct. He looked at me and said, "Wipe me down."
Now here's where it gets legally messy. At first, his team fought back using something called the Duarte precedent, a ruling in the 9th Circuit that basically says if a felon has non-violent prior convictions, they might not be automatically disqualified from gun ownership under federal law. Using that angle, Boosie's charges got tossed out. He was celebrating like it was game over.
Oh yeah, and my PO say the charge is terminated. And I can cut my ankle monitor.
But the feds weren't having it. After the dismissal, the 9th Circuit changed its mind. They vacated the Duarte decision and decided to re-review the whole thing. So that protection Boosie had was gone. And now it's back to square one, only this time, the prosecution had even more fuel. Some say it's personal at this point, especially since Boosie started speaking out, calling out the prosecutor publicly and clowning the system. In a now viral X post, Boosie wrote, "Just accepted a plea from the federal government on my gun case. I thought this case was over and I was going to get on with my life, but God don't make mistakes and I'm tired of fighting, talk to my family, and this is the right decision." Even though the details of the plea deal haven't been made public, we already know how federal gun cases go, especially when you're a felon. These cases typically carry 1 to 4 years behind bars, and Boosie's been down before, so he knows what the time looks like. Now, to make things even more intense, Boosie's name came up again when he defended former NBA player Gilbert Arenas, who was arrested in a gambling sting. Boosie went off online, claiming it was all rooted in racial profiling and saying everyone gambles, it's part of the lifestyle. He basically said the feds were nitpicking and criminalizing regular behavior just because of who's involved. So between that and his ongoing public criticism of the justice system, it's no surprise Boosie ended up back on their radar. And now here we are. A case that was once dismissed is now sealing Boosie's fate. He fought, he got a small win, celebrated, cut off the ankle monitor, and then it all flipped back on him. The justice system moved the goalposts and Boosie just couldn't outrun it. He celebrated too early, now he's quiet, just like the system wanted.